hard this is going to be. But beating Keyano will not be easy either. I need to stress that. That's not going to be a walk in the park. I think Northwood is going to have to put every ounce, every iota of game knowledge and performance they have to win this.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping we get more than 4. Genuinely, that's what I'm rooting for.
Me too.
Is more than 4 games.
Yeah, exactly. Now, one thing that I think is going to be interesting to look at least from my perspective, is how games number 2 and 3 go. Right?
Yes.
Because typically that's when you see these teams make adjustments, right?
Yep.
And so if, say Northwood, again, the favorites, they're going to come out and win game number 1. To me, what I'm going to be most curious about is how do they adapt? How are they going to react? How are they going to play in game number 2, in game number 3, right? Because that's going to be to me, the critical turning point, right? If we get to game number 4 and we haven't seen that much adaptation from them, we haven't seen that many changes, then I think it's going to be all over, right?
Yep.
So we definitely need to, big changes doesn't necessarily mean a win either in game number 2 or 3, right?
NACE Starleague Grand Finals, and you're about to meet the first of the 4 that are here at this LAN. They've had some major victories and successes in CRL, and now they're looking to add another chip to their belt. It's Northwood University, and from this squad representing them, we've got Lion Blaze, Hockey, and Buddy. That's right, folks. Give it up. Give it up. Get loud. An undefeated regular season, and now they're looking to take it all the way to the end. Everybody give it up for Keyano College, and representing them, we have Comp, Vitali, and Volts. He's flagged up, representing the sect, representing Canada. Give it up for Keyano College Huskies.
You know how valuable free is.
Seriously, we love free and we love Rocket League. Let's jump right into this. Northwood versus Keyano College. They're going for a best-of-7 grand final. And Northwood not going to get that free goal early. Hockey goes for it, not able to line things up in time. And all of a sudden, that first goal, not the freebie they need. A bit of an awkward disconnect, but the retouch is there.
Wow.
And Lion Blaze from that three-quarters goal line is going to be able to put that first goal down 15 seconds into the matchup.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, Triple. Check out that tag at the bottom, everybody. CRL 2022 World Champion.
Yeah.
Just to put into reference of how high caliber these players are.
Absolutely, absolutely. And to help you orient, we do have Northwood in the blue right now. Keyano College going to be in the orange. That's at least as close to the right colors as Septimus and I can make it. But yeah, that first goal was beautiful, right? Right off the bat, I think we saw just a great approach, a beautiful fake by one of the players, and then the follow-up from the third man to just knock it in. So beautifully played. But now we're seeing Keyano kind of start to get their feet underneath them a little bit, right? A lot of times early on, it's just these, these opening minutes, they're just about feeling each other out.
Yeah, and there's a double-edged sword when it comes to... Oh, hello, Comp? Huge? Hold on, I'll get back to my double-edged sword point in a moment, because this actually does exclamation points it perfectly. But that is a phenomenal goal. Up and over 2 defenders. Comp's there for the final tap, and that is a 1-1 scoreline. What I was going to say, though, is when you look at scoring 15 seconds into a goal, it's great you've scored, but there's also still 4 minutes and 45 seconds for your opponent to answer back. They answer back with not even a first minute off the clock yet. A 1-1 is essentially a 0-0.
Yeah, exactly. It's all up in the air right now. Really, both of these teams looking fantastic so far. Like, I've got to be honest, Septimus, right now, they look to be equals.
Yes.
I mean, they're equal in the goal line, of course, but just the play we're seeing out of them both is really good. Again, nothing I think exceptional necessarily happening yet. Not seeing either team get an edge, but they're both playing very well.
They are both playing absolutely flawless right now. Nobody's made a critical mistake. Even a demolition we saw earlier from the side of Keyano wasn't enough to get a free goal on a Northwood. Once again, Bolt goes for a shot, trying to get Keyano the 1-point lead. Hockey there to catch it out, and now a great catch from Buddy in the center field. Unfortunately, clears it down into the clutches of Keyano College. Going for a reset now, looking for a goal of their own. Possibly a demolition center could be helpful, but Hockey there to catch it out. Northwood going up and over.
A breakaway here. Lion Blaze with an opportunity. It's going to bounce off the wall, not taking exactly the trajectory they were hoping for. Going to try center, and never mind. Just take a shot instead. Lion Blaze makes it 2-0.
Lion Blaze, phenomenal goal there. Puts that second point on the board, and it's honestly a pretty tough angle. It's a little clunky.
Yeah,
He's able to knock it backwards, get the backspin on it, and roll it into goal. Keyano not there to catch it in time. 2-1 scoreline, 3:08 on the clock. We're still in the first half of the game by about 37 seconds now, and Keyano, they've fallen, but Not nearly enough to be worried, not quite yet. A complete coast-to-coast from Lion Blaze, looking for that hat trick, but he just can't line it up yet. Keyano stuck in a bit of an awkward defense.
Oh, but here comes the second man there from Northwood. The shot goes just a little bit wide. Comp gonna pick it up in the corner now. Tries to chase it down, but with no boost, they are unable to do it. So the ball goes back into Northwood's hands. But the pressure's still being put on Northwood's side, at least until that last moment. Comp comes up to block a ball from going in. Northwood, though, gonna try and keep the pressure on here, Zeppelins. Oh, nice shot.
A phenomenal attempt at defense there from Keyano, but it comes too little too late. It's going to be close, but close. Only counting in horseshoes and hand grenades after all. Hockey rocking that same tag. CRL 2022 World Champion, the best of the best here at the collegiate level. And they're trying to prove that right here, right now. A 2-point advantage going into the second half of game number 1.
You're absolutely right. Only half the time expired, right? It's already been a very exciting match so far. Definitely a lead here for Northwood, but not dominating by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
So I think Keyano really living up to expectations right now. The Volts with a nice opportunity there. Cuts it a little bit too wide. That's going to give it back over to Northwood. Ball bounces off the backboard. Comp dropping backboard, trying to pick it back up, but instead able to follow up on it is Northwood.
Northwood, they catch it. That's a 3-piece pass. All 3 members participating in this goal. The demolition onto Hockey could open the door from Keyano if they want to take it, but the respawn from Hockey, I believe the respawn timer on a demolition is like 2.1 seconds or something. Yeah. It is not a very long time. And sometimes it can be more harmful than it can hurtful, because once demolition, you will respawn in front of your own goal. Yeah. So occasionally you're accidentally creating an additional defender against yourself.
That's what happened in that last
Seriously,
moment.
Hockey got in the way.
Right in front of the ball, yeah. But it's going to be now Keyano trying to drive it back down the pitch.
There we go.
Finds a goal. Practically an open net situation. It doesn't look like Northwood was really on their radar that a shot was even going to come in.
Yeah, I think they weren't ready for Comp to find that immediately, kind of catch through that sneak hit, and no one was there to catch it. Defender was jumping already, so he misses the ball. Ball's too little too late, and all of a sudden 95 seconds left on the clock. That is 1 goal per 95 seconds for Keyano to tie things up. They are not feeling scared at all. They're definitely looking good, and as the game continues to tick away, their momentum feeling stronger and stronger. We talk about what you learned from game 1. They're learning in game 1.
Yeah, they absolutely are. They've been looking better and better the longer this match, or this map at least, this first game has gone. Comp trying to see if they can follow up on a pass down to themselves, but Hockey gets it in the air. Volt going to disrupt them. Ball finds its way into Keyano's corner. Volt seeing if they can keep it out of harm's way, but a nice centering pass from Hockey goes a little too far. Lion Blaze puts it back in, just dances in front of the goal, but does not go in.
That was dangerous. That was very, very scary, but it did not happen, and that's all that matters. We are down to double digits on the clock. 48 seconds remain, and things are looking rough. A team only needs that 1 point to win, and right now, Northwood has it in their pocket. Keyano, they need to score 1 time to force an overtime 2 to take the win in game number 1, and already give us a statistical upset. When we come to raw skill and caliber, we expect Northwood to walk away with that first game, but Keyano fighting tooth and absolute nail, trying to at least tie up game number 1.
Yeah, it's a beautiful defense coming out from them right now, but Lion Blaze comes in with a shot, barely deflected at the last minute. Now Comp going to try and drive the ball down. Bit of a double commit, make it a triple commit right there, but Lion Blaze comes away with it. It might not matter. They go for the double tap, but can't quite catch the angle they were looking for.
That was a very scary moment, and Juggle, all of a sudden, we are down to less than 10 seconds. Every second that ticks down is another second. Keyano may have to kiss game number 1 goodbye, but I gotta say it, losing game number 1 by a single point is hardly a loss. I mean, there's still minimum 3 more games to turn things around. They haven't even lost it yet if they can keep it up and alive, but Hockey gonna blocky it right down into the ground, finds that first game win for Northwood. I've gotta stress it. I've gotta stress how 1 point lost to Northwood is nuts. That is incredible. They were so close to tying that up.
They absolutely.
chances to shoot on goal, right? They got to find a way to increase that number.
Exactly.
That's the one they're looking for, and perhaps that goes back to these demolitions, these bumps, this physicality from the side of Keyano. It's been good. Maybe it can be a little faster, a little more consistent. The timing can be a bit more precise. Anyone that's been watching NACE Starleague this season, you've heard me say physicality more than I've probably said my own name, but I would love to see that increase from Keyano. A very risky play there. They tap it down towards their own goal, but the catch might be, caught by Lion Blaze. Phenomenal timing there on the wall, waiting patiently like a spider in his web, and Lion Blaze going for a full coast-to-coast, blocked out by Keyano early with a double tap from Buddy. Is there to sneak it in. Not an easy goal, but another day for Buddy.
That was just beautifully read by Buddy.
Truly.
Yeah, Volts gets in the way of the ball, right? Blaze wasn't able to complete the pass the way they wanted to, but Buddy's able to react in time and take the shot that was not easy to make either. That was a tough angle, and the way their car was pointed as well. Definitely not ideal.
Not ideal at all, Juggle. That was definitely not where they wanted to be in that moment. All of a sudden now 4:10 on the clock. Northwood up by a single point. Keyano not scared. They've been here before. They know exactly what they want to do moving into the future, and I feel as if things are starting to tip a little in favor of Northwood, but Keyano down, not out. I'd call it like a 60-40 right now. Lion Blaze, the crossbar, hates the man. Won't let him put it down quite yet. Knocks it out, but Northwood still completely dominant in ball control. Volts has to full commit on the defense, gets it away, and keeps us at that 1-0 scoreline. Keyano thanking their lucky stars after that.
They absolutely are. There's so many opportunities right there. And Lion Blaze comes in again, just about pushes it in by sheer force of will alone. Ball is going to be cleared, though, down towards Northwood's goal. So this is an opportunity for Keyano. And, you know, a lot of times when you see these games where there's a big difference between the number of shots taken, right, but not necessarily the number of goals scored. A lot of times that's because the team who's trailing behind, who doesn't have control of the ball as much, they get these opportunities, right? They get these opportunities because the more aggressive team, in this case Northwood, is pushing just a little bit harder. So, whenever you see the ball go the other direction for Keyano, that is an opportunity for a goal. They almost get one right there from downtown. The follow-up is there, but Buddy gets in the way at the last moment.
A very last-second goal clutch there. Northwood thinking their own lucky stars. After that, we're about halfway done with game number 2, and there's only 1 point on the board. Folks, I've got to be honest. Keyano continues to impress me. I thought at this point we'd be looking at like a 9-0, and it's not because I thought Keyano was bad. It's because I thought Northwood was going to be that dominant, going to be that good. Instead, they are getting matched just punch to punch right now, step to step. Volts finds the demolition onto Lion Blaze, but unfortunately, ball control currently in favor of Northwood, so they don't get to capitalize. Jay falls a little bit low there. The ball going to fly up and over. Buddy, a great clean angle in, and nobody there to catch it. Bottom corner pocket.
Yeah, Comp just unable to get a read on that push. Buddy coming off the wall here. Beautiful shot, beautiful air dribble coming in. Just knocks it right onto the corner of that goalpost. And now, Northwood with a 2-0 lead. This is the longest we've seen Keyano go without putting one on the board.
It's been quite a while here, Juggle. It's going to be a great demolition early from Volts, but we're seeing the same practice problem here, where the demolition's happening when you don't even have ball control. So by the time it respawns, best case scenario, you just have ball control now and you're still stuck in a 3-3. So I think the timing on the demos has been a little bit weird, but I'm sure there's usually more to the plan that's supposed to happen. They're just not able to clutch out quite yet. 2 minutes left on the clock, 120 seconds remain. In Northwood, I mean, they're 120 seconds away from being halfway done with their goal today.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Northwood now, Northwood has activated.
Yeah, for real. They've woken up.
Yeah, they have absolutely woken up here. Lion Blaze with just a beautiful shot from downtown, but crucially as well, I think Keyano got a little caught out in their rotations there. Right? There was nobody really close to far enough back to be able to deal with that. So, you know, Keyano in a tough position. What do you do here, right? You need to make sure you're playing defensively. You don't want to let another goal go through, but you have to put pressure on the goal right now. Keyano just has to generate more opportunities. They've got one here. The follow-up, it's going to be Volts, the third man, actually picking it up in the midfield. We got an aerial shot coming in from Jay, but what a save from Hockey.
A phenomenal save. Hockey has just been, I mean, he was an impressive player before we got here, but he's living up to the name right now. The offense, incredible. The defense, amazing. And everything else in between, the highest of caliber coming out. That is a well-rounded player on the side of Northwood, and one that is leading this team to a current victory. Just a great setup every time Lion Blaze slams it into goal, and Northwood just looking for goal after goal here. We're down to 72 seconds left on the clock. Hockey tries to take it high, a bit of a waterfall shot, gets caught out early, not able to land it. And right now we're looking at 1 goal per 22 seconds from Keyano. That's just to tie things up here in game number 2.
Definitely not impossible here, but unlikely might be the better choice of wording. Comp Tries to find the ball in the midfield, but it's going to be a breakaway here for Volt. Comp picking it back up. Actually just gets in the way of Lion Blaze, who was certainly on the way to a beautiful air dribble towards the goal. Ball getting caught up in the midfield. Keyano is able to get it away from their own goal, but they can't get it in that back quarter, that back third of Northwood's side.
34 seconds remain in Northwood. They're up on that 3-0, 1 goal per 10 seconds for Keyano right now. And unfortunately, we're getting to that realm of impossibility. It's going to be very difficult for Keyano to try and win this one out. And I don't want to begin my analysis quite yet. I want to give Keyano a little bit more room to breathe. As long as that clock is alive, I'm not going to count him out yet.
Yeah, at some point,
Okay, maybe.
now it becomes a little tougher.
Yeah, so maybe I want to start my analysis here. But I want to talk about Keyano. They're in a really interesting spot because I see all the pieces. All the pieces are on the table.
Yeah.
It feels like they're putting them down in the wrong order. It feels like we're looking at, you see a demolition onto somebody when they don't have ball control, and they just kind of forget about the ball when they get the demolitions. It feels like they're splitting focus, and they're not capitalizing. They're not kind of honing back in as a squad fast enough. Northwood continues to take advantage of that, and they put 4 goals on the board. I mean, this is very impressive so far from Northwood. They're playing incredibly well-rounded, where it feels like Keyano is still struggling somewhere between offense and defense.
Exactly.
The switch can't be flipped as clean.
Yeah, and that's, I think, what we were talking about earlier as well, right?
Yeah.
The fact that the rotations, right, likely, I think, going to see them a little bit more in favor of Northwood, right? And I think that's really what we're seeing. A lot of times Northwood got a shot off. Keyano just wasn't able to catch up with the ball, wasn't able to get back there in time to save it, right? And so you're right. I think there's just, the timing is a little bit off, maybe even.
Yep.
Right?
We talk about timing. Before the entire series started, we talked about timing a whole bunch, and it's so crucial to note how a lot of this has been that timing differential. Several goals, not the one you're watching now, but several others, we saw a defender right there, a second away, maybe 2 seconds away, but that second makes all the difference. That's the hard part. This is the second game in a row where Keyano has found 3 shots on goal. Unfortunately, none of them going in this time, so the shot percent there is going to be plummeting from 66 to 0%. And it feels like Keyano, they just got to figure out somewhere in that mid-ground, what can we do to flip that switch a little faster? How do we shake up our timing a little more consistently to put ourselves back on top of this series? Because while Game 2 was notably rougher than Game 1, that's something some teams have never done. Yeah. And what? Hello? What is going? What? Hold on. Okay.
Did we
so
just?
Is this is real? This has to be real.
Is this real life?
A 2-0 scoreline?
Oh my God.
Surprise, everybody. Get pranked. We missed 13 seconds, and in those 13 seconds, Keyano takes a 2-0 lead. I mean, welcome back.
I feel like this is the Keyano curse, right?
They put them back on stream, see if they win.
Right, we haven't seen them on stream. The moment they're not on stream, they score 2 goals in under 20 seconds. Right? You were talking about not being able to count them out. You are absolutely right.
What? Yeah, go back to casters or something. See if they keep winning.
Yeah, exactly.
This is incredible. I mean, Keyano, they have woken up. It took 2 games instead of 1, which isn't preferred, but it's not too late.
I mean, that's what we talked about, right? The second or third game was where the difference has to come in.
You nailed it. You said it doesn't have to be game number 2.
Yeah.
You've still got games 3 and at least game 4 to work with. Well, Keyano, they've figured something out, and now they're in a very unique position, something I haven't been able to talk about yet, where hypothetically they no longer have to score, right? Ooh. They just have to make sure Northwood doesn't do that.
Again, yeah. And get away with 1, right? But we can't have that happen again. That was actually some... Okay.
The demo goes crazy.
That was
there.
Some insane acrobatics there from Blaze.
Yep.
Like, I don't even know what that was.
They went for the demolition, and then that's a really good example of split focus. They went for the demo instead of ball control, and it was too late, so the ball still just rolled into goal. The concept is there, the idea is there, but unfortunately the execution is not to par in that moment. Luckily enough, Keyano, they've still got that 1 more goal of a quote-unquote safety net, as, as Northwood scores 1 more time, we're just tied up and nobody has a comfortable lead. 3:41 on the clock. We have hardly touched game number 3, and that was almost a Hail Mary, but close, just not going to cut it. Close, only going to count hand horse and shoe grenades. Northwood, they find themselves only 90 seconds off the clock, and the pressure not even building against them yet. They've got more than enough time to respond.
What a redirect.
Oh, wow.
And the follow-up from Volt. Okay, that was beautiful.
That was scary for a second.
That was absolutely. I mean, watch this from Comp, right? He hits the flip reset, and then at the last moment deflects it again after he hits the ground, serving it up beautifully for Volt. That was That was artistic.
Very similar to that one goal where no one was looking at comp. Felt very similar. They weren't looking at that third man. Somebody snuck in, took ball control at the end, and found the goal. So maybe Keyano can start noticing a pattern. There's a pattern presented here. Maybe Northwood's only watching 2 of the 3. The third man's been pretty snaky so far, and it's been working out pretty well for Keyano. They need to keep this pressure built, though. We're not even halfway done with game number 3, but to guarantee us even a game 5, I'd be ecstatic.
Oh, absolutely. Would love to see it happen here today. And Keyano is making it look more and more likely. We are just about halfway through this game number 3. Volts with another opportunity here, but Buddy gets in the way, rather, boots it up into the air. Now, golden opportunity here for Northwood. They just drive it in like it's nothing.
I mean, just a phenomenal placement there. And it's funny, you say Buddy's name here, and I want to talk about this a little bit. Buddy is one of those players where we're not saying his name because he's not doing anything wrong, but he's not the showy player either.
Right.
He's that secret backman, that secret setup player. And I want to give him his little bit of time in the spotlight. Northwood could not do what they do without him. He's never the one. He's never the striker. He's never the one to find the goal, but he's always there when the team needs him most, and he is arguably the glue of the Northwood roster.
Okay, that was a nasty hit. The follow-up. Massive. Northwood ties it up. 2.5 minutes left to go here, Septimus.
That is insane. Keyano had a 2-goal lead 2 times. Now they've lost it 2 times. We're tied up the lead, not lost yet, but non-existent anymore either. Almost exactly at the halftime here. And, I mean, there is more than enough time. 6 goals in 2.5 minutes. This is already our highest scoring game, and that number has to go up by at least
Another
one more.
Oh my gosh.
Line coast-to-coast blocked out.
Yeah, just barely gets in the way of it at the last moment. Now an opportunity here once again for Northwood, but Keyano able to get in the way enough. Hockey tries to keep the pressure on, but I think he's going to go the way of Keyano that time. Beautiful flag in the follow-up from Volts. Volts has really come alive this game.
Volts has been shocking this game so far.
You know, you talk about, we talked about potentially having to shut down Comp, right?
Yep.
And we saw just at the beginning of that clip, there was a lot of pressure being put on Comp. But when you put a lot of pressure on Comp, well, that just leaves the other players free reign.
Yep.
And Volt has been the one that has been consistently making the difference there, right? They're recognizing that pressure that's going on to Comp, and they're seeing that, you know, Comp is good enough to where he can make something of it. Maybe not a shot.
Oh,
what?
Close, but no cigar.
Yeah.
Hockey gonna miss that tie-up shot once again. And Keyano's doing something interesting here, Juggle, that I'm not sure they're even doing on purpose, but you just brought light to it. It's almost like they're playing Comp as a decoy.
Right.
And it's like, oh, no, wow, no way. Oh, my goodness, 2 misses in a row there. The third might be found, but no, getting blocked out by Comp there. Lion Blaze going to go for that quadruple attempt. Third time wasn't the charm. Can it be number 4? The crossbar decides it's not. Number 5 doesn't even work. 5 shots in a row down the drain for Northwood. 80 seconds remain. A demolition from Hockey. The ball momentum stolen away from Buddy here in the center field. Going to be knocked towards the goal of Northwood off the top. I thought it had a little bit more drop to it. Unfortunately, does not drop fast enough. The follow-up going to be blocked out even further against Keyano. Down to 60 seconds. Juggle. They don't need to play offense. They just need to play an insanely hard defense.
Yeah, exactly. Of course, they're not going to argue with a little bit of insurance on the board, but you're absolutely right. They just need to prevent this from going in, and that is exactly what Lion Blaze makes happen.
Incredible. Lion Blaze, I believe his 2nd hat trick of the series there. Just clean up there. Comp, unfortunately, 1 second too late. 1 second makes all the difference, folks. Keyano, Northwood, 4-4. This is frightening. Oh, Hockey finds the demo. Buddy finds the block, and Volts tries to go for one from beyond the grave, but just can't line it up. The Demolition Derby possibly about to begin. A clean knock in, but Comp there to catch it. And that will not be a goal for Keyano. We are down to double digits on the clock. 35 seconds remain, and Buddy looking to seal the deal.
Northwood keeping the pressure on. The ball goes just a little bit wide. 30 seconds left to go here. Septilance and Northwood really tightening the screws right now on Keyano. Buddy going to be able to center the ball a little bit. Follow-up coming in here from Hockey. Aerial dribble into the goal. And that's going to give them their first lead in this game with 16 seconds to spare.
The first lead and probably the only one that matters, Juggle. That is such an unfortunate timing. The third man from Keyano overextends. They misread the play and they leave an open goal. Nobody home to catch out Northwood in that final moment. 15 seconds left. Keyano down but not out. I've seen people score with 0 seconds seconds on the clock. We know it is possible here. Can Keyano do it against one of the best teams in the country? The pressure building down to single digits on the clock. Keyano racing the clock more than racing Northwood. A great setup here. Brings it up into the goal. Brings it up high to the right side, but it's going to be ball control in favor of Lion Blaze. He tries to knock it down. Takes it up and over 2 defenders. It's going to be knocked into the far left corner. Nobody there to catch it. Buddy looking for the insult to injury. Knocked away by Comp, and the ball still alive. Will continue to be so until it hits the ground. Can Keyano force that overtime? Can they make the miracle run happen? Unfortunately, will not happen here in game number 3.
Wow, what a phenomenal comeback from Northwood.
Truly.
But we've got to talk about how good Keyano is looking right now. They're still getting those what do I call them? Advantageous is not the word I'm looking for, but these goals during the rotations, right? Like a lot of times we're seeing I think the most success out of Keyano when possession is turned over.
Yes, sure.
Right? That's what's happening here. And so they really took advantage of that. It really showed in a big way last time, but just the mental fortitude that it took Northwood to be able to come back in that match after such a dominating start from Keyano. Again, speaks volumes about this squad.
Yeah, Keyano doing a much better job here with shots on goal.
Yes.
6 this time, double what we saw in games 1 and 2. But on the other side, Northwood 16 shots on goal in 5 minutes. So what we're seeing is arguably a really good example of proactive versus reactive. We've learned early both of these teams want to be proactive.
Yes.
But that's not how that works.
Right.
Somebody has to be the reactive team.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, Keyano just cannot flip the script. They cannot break the mold. They cannot get out. And Northwood continuously kind of peppers them down. It was the last 30-ish seconds when Northwood found that last goal to win the game. Then when they broke the tie, there was just this play style in which they felt like a boa constrictor. You know, they were like very far out, and they continued to almost close in the walls. All 3 players continuing to move in towards that goal until inevitably they pepper the shot in. They find that bonus goal, and they win it out. Game number 4, Juggle, I hate to say it, we're already looking at Keyano's last chance to stay alive.
Yeah, we absolutely are. 5 minutes separates them between going home with second place and continuing in this series. Lion Blaze going to put up a nice aerial dribble down towards Keyano's side of the pitch. Goes a little bit wide, so Hockey going to see if they can redirect it in, but a beautiful clear by Comp that should buy Keyano a little bit of time to try and rotate and see if they can make this aggressive stance here against Northwood.
30 seconds off the clock, no goals found. I believe this is the first game in which we've gone 30 seconds, the first 30 seconds without a goal. So that's quite fascinating. It shows Keyano is stepping it up a little bit. They're going blow for blow here with Northwood, but a great block out will not guarantee them that first goal. Instead, will keep us at those big old goose eggs there at the top of your screen. Nearly a minute off the clock now, and the pressure continues to ramp as nobody has established that dominance. Could this be the opening goal? It will. Lion Blaze. I mean, no pun intended here. This kid is on fire.
Yeah, they absolutely are. Lion Blaze has been the key to so much of Northwood's success today. Beautifully reading that pass out of the corner, just knocking it in. Again, making it look almost effortless. But,
absolutely.
But, you know, it's all set up by that pressure that Northwood keeps putting on Keyano, right? There's only so many times you can make a save in, in your side of the field and not be put out of position. Some way, somehow, and that's what happened there.
Speaking of being out of position, Hockey with a great demolition there. The pass is not connected. Critical, just again, a second of difference breaks the cast. I mean, it just, come on. Somebody's got to stop this kid. I mean, this is just devastating so far. The Mavix replays are all going to be him at this rate. This is just incredible. And Northwood, I know some of you can hear me. I'm putting you on the spot. Where was this guy all season? I saw you 4 times. I've never seen Lion Blaze before. I got to know, what was this guy doing in the wings? What was he doing hiding in the shadows to come out in grand finals and lead the charge like this?
Right? Yeah, it's like a secret weapon. You hold on to it until the last moment. You know, this is their final form. This is Northwood's final form right now. Yeah. And it is terrifying to behold. Minute and a half under. Oh, wow. What again, Lion Blaze. Lion Blaze comes up with that save as well. Buddy now trying to drive it down towards the goal. Gets around a defender. Just slight misjudge there by Keyano. That one hurts.
That one hurts for sure. I mean, again, we're going to see a defender show up about a second too late. There it is.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not there to catch it in time. I guess you could say Lion Blaze has the Lions' share of momentum.
That they do.
Thank you for laughing. I feel like no one else did.
Man, I will always appreciate a good pun, a good play on words. I mean, you know, it's a part and parcel for what you have to do as a caster, I think. So I tip my hat to you, sir, as Lion Blaze once again in control of the ball, putting pressure on Keyano. Volt's trying to alleviate some of that and actually doing a very good job as well, but Hockey able to pick it back up. Looking for an aerial dribble. Comp comes in to knock it away. Right now, Northwood just not being able to follow up on some of these starts that they have.
Right.
Keyano doing a great job of interrupting them right before really they can get firm control of the ball. And now they've got an opportunity.
Yep, and we're about halfway done with what unfortunately feels like might be our last game. Keyano, they need to score 3 times in 2.5 minutes. Definitely not a comfortable place to be in a moment like this one, but it's not impossible. I'm not ready to count them out yet, but running raw statistics and seeing how often they score in game, it feels like it could be unlikely. Comp trying to prove me wrong, but the defense of Northwood gonna make sure that I'm right on that original statement. 2:15 remain, and all of a sudden, Keyano staring a 4-0 grand finals loss in the face.
$1,500 in scholarship money on the line. Demo coming in favor of Keyano now, so that should give them a moment to try and regroup, get things under control. Again, nice aerial dribble comes in from Lion Blaze. The follow-up is there as well. Jay gets in the way, though, at the last moment. Buddy prevents it, though, from continuing down towards Northwood side of the pitch, but Comp picks it back up. Beautiful aerial dribble, but is disrupted at the last second by Lion Blaze.
The disruption, well, here's 100 seconds on the clock. 1 goal per 33 seconds right now is possible for Keyano, but I don't know if they're going to get ball control consistently enough to pull it off. Comp finds the ball hurtling towards his own goal, and Jay has to get there in time, get out of the way, make sure that Northwood cannot score once again. We're down to 1 goal per 30 seconds, and the pressure continuing to rack against Keyano. It's like they're not even fighting Northwood anymore. They're fighting the timer. They're running out of time to make this happen.
Yeah, minute 20 left to go. That's got to be just about a little under 30 seconds per goal right here. Right now, Comp looking for another opportunity. Keyano has been pushing pretty heavily against Northwood, so they're generating these opportunities that we need to see. More shots on goal, the more likely they're going to go in. 1 minute now remaining. Septilence and Northwood on the attack again.
Northwood has the action packed against them. 50 seconds left on the clock. I mean, this is just going to be great. They've got the full lion's share of momentum. They've got a 3-point lead. 1 goal per 15 seconds right now from Keyano, and Buddy looking for the nail in the coffin. Just can't find it yet. It's still doable. 1 goal per 12 seconds for Keyano. It is continuing to work against them, unfortunately, as we dip down into these 30 sub-seconds. I just don't think it's going to be doable.
We're going to see Jay chasing down the ball right now. Lion Blaze picking it back up. 30 seconds, like you said, left to go. Jay has an opportunity here, but disrupted once again. Buddy trying to read the situation right now. It doesn't have to work too hard because Lion Blaze is there again. Nice tip from Jay, but it's going to be Buddy who catches up to it again. 10 seconds left to go here. Septilence. This looks like it is going to be Northwood taking home the victory, and they put another insurance goal on the board.
As if they needed it, Juggle. As if they needed it. I mean, this was an incredibly dominant performance, but folks, I don't know how else to stress 3 of the best individual players in the entire country are on the same team. You don't see that often. You know, you look back at our Overwatch teams, both teams had a player that was one of the best in the country. But these are 3 individual players, and they prove that here with a 4-0 victory over Keyano College. Now, Juggle, if I'm not mistaken, Northwood participating in 4 of our events this weekend.
Yeah.
That is their first medal on the board. They already won Valorant. That did not take place this weekend. They are 2 for 5 right now. 3 to go, one of them coming up next.
Yeah, and look at him right now. It's like just another day in the office for him.
They're so used to it at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's such a difficult team to challenge.
Yeah.
They scrim with pro teams. They are pro teams.
Yeah.
Like, it's incredible. They are the highest possible caliber of collegiate Rocket League.
Yeah, and Keyano did a phenomenal job going toe-to-toe with him. I mean, especially game number 3.
Yes.
Absolutely stellar play coming out from them. And looking on into the spring, I cannot wait to see what both of these teams are capable of.
My expectations were pleasantly defied. I mean, I was very surprised with what Keyano brought to the table. Unfortunately, the 4-0 is never going to tell the story that we just experienced, but it really goes to show, you know, a lot of those games, I think every game except the last was very, very, very close. Keyano
very competitive.
Just unfortunately couldn't jump that last 10%. You know, Northwood constantly had that 1 goal over them, but like you said, when we wrapped it, if we run this back in the spring, I mean, that could be a whole new story.
And here you have it, Northwood University, the NACE Starleague Grand Finals champions, and what a series it was. A clean victory for this squad, but after the first matchup, things were pretty close. What were your initial thoughts of Keyano, and did they shift at all after the first match?
I'd say they definitely caught us off guard after the first match, but we adjusted and made the necessary changes and won the series.
What did you think of this squad before you stepped into the server with them?
I thought they had no chance, honestly.
Is that a sentiment shared by everybody on the team?
Yeah, I'd say we all think the same.
Is there any squad that you think within the NACE Starleague did give you a hard time?
I think we went perfect regular season, so I don't think anyone took us. So.
No, not even close, folks. Northwood, just that confident. However, there was a moment where Keyano came out the gate in the third match, I believe, with 2 goals in the first 13 seconds. What happened?
I think we tried to do a kickoff, and I ended up own goaling the first one. And then the second goal, I forget what happened, but it was just unlucky.
Maybe it's good we didn't see that on stream.
Yeah.
That might be for the best for everyone at Northwood. But I want to talk about the communication, or at least the teamwork. The infield passes from all 3 of you were just phenomenal. What's the structure? Who's making the calls?
We just keep our comms up and keep communicating every second and making sure we know what each other are doing, so it makes it easy to play.
Okay, well, as you said, there wasn't much competition here in the NACE Starleague for you, but you came out as the grand champions. What's next for the Northwood Rocket League squad?
So we're going to have a little bit of break over winter break, and then we're coming back in spring serial, I think. And then we're going to have a few lands in the spring semester, so we're going to try to win those.
Okay, well, the future's looking pretty bright for Northwood. But now I'm so excited to give you guys the trophy here for the NACE Starleague. Congratulations on your victory. Add another trophy to that Northwood University championship case. I'm sure it's going to get full by the end of this event. Well, congratulations, boys.
Thank you.
Come on, lift it up. What are you doing? Be a little bit more excited, guys. There you go. Buddy, hockey, Lion, Blaze. I almost said Heart. I would never say the wrong name because you better not get it twisted with Northwood University. They are coming for heads here at the NACE Starleague Grand Finals. And we got some more Northwood coming up in Smash right after this quick break.